What up, world? It's Where 18 back at it again. Welcome to episode 75. For all these people watching me for the first time, hope you like the video. Go back and watch the other ones. You might see something you like. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All the people who've been with since the beginning, thank you guys for sticking around, watching my videos, commenting, and all that good stuff. Continue to do so. It makes me want to do better videos and stuff like that. Like I said, this is episode 75. Today's topic is jobs out there that I think should be paying more. There's a lot of jobs that people work hard and they don't get their pay doesn't reflect the amount of work that they put in. You see these athletes making millions of dollars, but then you got people like teachers and people who actually do stuff to help people and help save people and actually save the environment and work hard and make things work around the world that don't get paid nothing for their hard work. People go to college and they get degrees and their work is not being valued. They're not getting their fair share. And these are my top 10 jobs that deserve higher pay. I made a list and I got like their salaries, how much they make. I don't have an opinion on how much they should make, but what is listed, they shouldn't be making. They should be making way more than that. So let's get to the list. My number 10 is I used to work in this industry. I used to work in the video game industry. I worked for 2K Games and I work for Microsoft Games. It's a great job. I love video games, but the pay is terrible. I used to work quality assurance, and the average pay for a quality assurance guy is $31,000, which is nothing else. I think that's like $15 an hour, which is terrible. But they try to make it seem like it's such a good job. You're working in the video game industry. You get free video games for the games that you work on. You get discounts on video games, but that's not feeding your family or whatever. So I definitely think that quality assurance guys should make more money because they're the people that make the video games run. They're the people that make sure there's no bugs in the games. I made more when I worked for Microsoft, but I was also a supervisor too. So I was making well over 31,000, but the job that I was doing didn't equate to the amount of money that I thought I should be making. So definitely video game quality assurance guys should be making more money, more than $31,000 a year on average. Next is janitors. Number 9 is janitors. Janitors, they clean up everything. They clean up your houses. They clean up your offices. They throw your trash out. They clean up your restaurants. They should definitely be making more than 28. They say they make between $28,000 and $48,000 a year, which is a low pay for the amount of money they get and the amount of scrutiny they get. They're treated like second-rate citizens sometimes too. I've seen it too, where people treat people that clean up after them as like they're nobodies or whatever. They should definitely be getting paid more than $28,000 to $48,000 a year. I think janitors are the backbone of most offices, the backbone of most work environments. I know my office would be terrible without a janitor cleaning up behind us. My next one is going to be waiters and waitresses, number 8. They definitely should be making more money. It says they make about $26,000 a year. Most of them work off minimum wage and they work off tips. You shouldn't have to go to a job where your sole source of income is working off of tips. These people should be getting paid a decent wage to begin with, at least $16 an hour. I think most of them make minimum wage or less than minimum wage, and they're living off their tips, which is terrible. These companies, these restaurants make so much money from selling their overpriced food, and they don't pay their workers nothing. They expect the patrons to pay for their waiters and waitresses with tips, and it's not fair. They should definitely get paid more money. I've always said that being a waiter sucks because you have to deal with a bunch of people that are mean and rude sometimes, and even if you're doing a good job, you sometimes don't even get a tip. So definitely waiters and waitresses should be getting paid more than $26,000 a year on average. My number 7 is going to be housekeeper/maids. Housekeepers are important, especially living in Las Vegas where we have so many hotels. They clean up after you. You go into your room and your room is clean when you come back. It's a hard job too. My ex-wife used to be a housekeeper and a maid, whatever. And for the amount of money that they make, it's not even working for for the amount of work they do. They do so much work, like I said, cleaning up after people, cleaning, uh, wiping down mirrors and cleaning toilets and all that other stuff I would never do. So $29,000 a year is definitely not enough on average for a housekeeper or a maid. They should be, I think they should be at least 45, 50. That's what I think. Um, my number six is going to be security guards. I was a security guard for a while. I did security when I got out of the military because that was the only thing I was qualified for until I went to school or whatever. And I know they don't get no job. I remember I was working a job. I worked at a casino making $8.29 an hour. That is terrible. They say the average security guard makes about 31,000. That seems about right because I know I wasn't getting paid nothing. That's why I had to upgrade myself and get a degree, get all my stuff, and I didn't want to be stuck doing security for the rest of my life. And I moved forward and I got out of that career field. It's a dead end job. I guess you can get jobs working like private security, which makes more money, but regular security don't pay nothing. And most of the jobs out here are unarmed, so you definitely don't get paid nothing. So I definitely think security guards should be paid more money. They're working with the public. If you can actually get hurt, you pretty much only have pepper spray and a radio, unless you're working as armed guard or whatever. So they definitely should be getting more money for the amount of work they do. Number five, this is my top five. Childcare workers. You're taking care of somebody else's kids all day. They say the average salary for childcare workers is only $27,000 a year, which is terrible. You're watching somebody's kid that you don't know all day for $27,000 a year. It's not fair. They should definitely get paid more money. It's a hard job taking care of somebody else's kids, getting them to listen to you and all this other stuff. They should definitely be paid more money. Number four, I definitely know about enlisted military. I'm not saying officers, I'm saying enlisted. I remember when I was in the military, I wasn't making no money. The average salary for military from the bottom to the top is between 28 and 56,000, with the very top, like senior master sergeant, and I'm making about $90,000 a year. And I think that's adding in housing and all this other stuff too. So it's definitely not enough for a profession where you can potentially lose your job fighting for your country. Between 28 and $56,000 a year is not a lot of money for a job like that. Like I said, I was in the military, I was in the Air Force, and I was security forces. So potentially, I could have went overseas and died for this country, making that much money. I don't think it's fair. I think that to start off, you should be making $56,000 a year when you enlist. The government has the money. They paying all these politicians all this money. They can afford to pay their soldiers who actually fight for this country at least $56,000 a year starting off. That's what I think. Next one, my number three is going to be nurses. Nurses should make between 62 and 120 a year, which is a good salary, but I think they should be be paid more. They have a degree. You have to have a degree, at least a bachelor's degree, to be a nurse. And you're doing a lot of work. You work 12-hour shifts, 3 days on, 4 days off. It's a lot of hours. It's more than 12 hours. My kid's mom was a nurse, and I've dated two nurses or whatever. So the pay is all right, but for the amount of work they do, they should definitely be getting paid way more than $62,000 starting off. It's a hard job. A lot of hours goes in it, and you're taking care of people. Doctors are important, but they wouldn't be nothing without the nurses. So there should definitely be a pay boost for nurses with the amount of work they do. And we noticed during COVID that they do so much work. My number two is police. We already know they go into the line of fire every night. Every night there's potential that they could die. Breaking up a fight, firefights, and all this other stuff. You know what police do. They say the average salary is between 56,000 and 76,000, which is terrible. Cops shouldn't be making way more than that when you're risking your life for people you don't even know. They should be making at least starting off at $76,000 a year. Out of the academy, they should be making $76,000 a year starting off. We just need to get these politicians to raise the salary of these people that actually fight for us and stuff like that. These politicians make so much money, like I said, but the people that actually do the work don't make anything. It's not fair. Um, and my number one, which I've always said, teachers. Teachers are the backbone of our society. Teachers teach our kids. They have our kids more than about a quarter of the day or whatever, and they teach us how to read, write, everything. Like you're not who you are without a teacher. Going to school, you learn so much. You learn how to be people. You learn how to uh, uh, interact with other kids, and teachers are the backbone of that. It says their average salary is between 41,000 and 68,000. I think a teacher should start off making $80,000 a year. They're with your kids all day, teaching them life lessons, teaching them how to be grown adults eventually or whatever. They should definitely be making more than $41,000, between 41,000 and $68,000 a year. Like I said, I think they should start off at $80,000 a year, and it should continue to go up as your grades, as you go up in grades or whatever. There's no way a teacher should be making that much money when you have athletes making billions, millions of dollars or whatever. It makes no sense. We need to prioritize who we're giving our money to. These professions that I've listed definitely deserve more pay um, than what they're getting. Um, that's my list. That's my top 10. Do you guys have anything that you think should be added to the list? What do you think? Um, I know there's a bunch of jobs that I probably left out, but that's my list. So thank you guys for watching. You could have been on anybody else's channel in the world and decided to watch mine, so I appreciate that. I'll get at y'all on the next one. Have a good one. Later.